Archangel Raphael. His message was super strong and urgent. He is saying you do not have to carry it all. You need to release, release, release. And specifically, release it into the water. He works with the yin center of our heart. So the yin vibration of the heart center, which is your receiving center, which is the middle of your back on the opposite side of your heart. Whereas Shamuel, Archangel Shamuel, works with the front yang vibration of the heart center. Shamuel is very much how we give love, what we do to express our love, very warm energy, whereas Raphael is very watery, emotional, cool, almost like when you're about to go to sleep and you feel held and cozy, that kind of love. Whereas Shamuel is the kind of love that you feel when you are actively hugging someone, embracing this way that you express love. Raphael is very much about how we process that love coming in. Raphael is really working with humanity to process a lot of the trauma that we are experiencing on the planet through our personal lives, but also as a collective. So there is a lot going on. There always has been a lot going on. War isn't new. Genocide isn't new. Taking sides isn't new. People fighting who aren't even over there fighting isn't new. Wiping out societies and cultures is not new. This is like a planetary pattern. And because of that, every generation is witnessing this trauma and holding on to it. And despite you maybe thinking that you have maybe tougher skin than someone else, you are still experiencing mini trauma from just witnessing and observing this happening to your fellow brothers and sisters on this planet. You are either holding on to things knowingly or unknowingly. So it's really important to process these things. Now that's where Raphael really wanted to point out that he can help us process all of what's going on, because we're not processing it. We're not processing the things that are happening in our own lives, but also what's happening on the planet. It's so big and there's so much else going on, and we're very distracted. You scroll through social media, you turn on the TV, you just have a conversation with a friend. You are constantly being downloaded with so much information that it's almost impossible to really know what you're hanging on to or not. And even if you don't believe that you're holding on to anything, slow down and just say, I don't even know what I'm holding on to. I don't even know what I haven't processed, but help me work through it in whatever way is for my highest good. What his vibration does is helps us process and move it through our body. So you may sit in meditation or in prayer and be talking to the Creator about maybe something that you feel, something that's hard for you, something that you're going through, and you don't know where you're holding it in your body. Or maybe you're aware, maybe it's a physical pain, maybe it's accumulating into stress and stomach issues or heart palpitations. What we need to remember is that our body is constantly trying to balance out what we are mentally downloading, what we are emotionally bringing into our energy fields. We have to then, like anything else, clean out. But if we're not doing that on all levels, physically moving our body, physically showering and cleansing the body with water, or simply prayer where we are emotionally and mentally cleansing, we have to do all of it. we're doing ourselves a disservice by not doing all of them. So Raphael really wanted to remind us to use water, to use the element of water. And I was actually surprised by that. I was really surprised that he mentioned this so much during my meditation, to tell everyone to use water. And I saw him bend down and scoop water, just scooping it onto his legs. And he was showing me that it doesn't really matter how we use water, but we need to use water to release it, whether it's in the shower, whether we can enter into a body of water out in nature, or, stand in a stream and just rinse our legs off. It's the intention, it's calling that vibration and saying, Archangel Raphael, help me use this water to cleanse myself of any emotional harboring that I am doing, any emotional weight that needs to be moved throughout my existence. So I know there's so many of you who are going to say, I'm doing a lot of shadow work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm praying. I have, my things that I do. I feel like there is never enough. We should be doing this for the rest of our lives. I'm just saying that we are in a traumatic reality in a way. Like, it's strange to witness even birth and death. We're trying to process what life is. We're trying to process who God is. We're trying to process the mysteries of the universe. It's traumatic feeling like you are trapped in this fleshy human body and you don't know why. You're just trying to process the emotions you feel when you are around that person that drives you crazy and moves you to anger or moves you to sadness, or why you don't want to be around someone. Whatever that may be, you can have help to lighten the load of carrying that. And a lot of it is ancestral trauma. I never believed that I was holding much ancestral trauma until this past year. I was reflecting on my family, seeing old pictures of family members and just feeling how they felt in these pictures and what they thought of themselves, and so many things I was just picking up on, almost like stories that I don't really even need to know, but were being felt in my body. I wasn't mentally knowing what happened, but I could feel the heaviness, the sadness, the feeling of injustice, the feeling of confusion and doubt, and simply an unworthiness, a generational unworthiness. And whether that be from race or gender or time period or social status, whatever it was, I was perceiving it and feeling it in my body, almost as if it was a story that was now my own, like feeling like I was carrying and walking around in my day, in my life, with the same unworthy emotions that I had perceived just looking at this photo. And a big way that I released that was prayer, communicating with those ancestors and letting them know that they were seen and loved, and how beautiful they were, how important they were, how strong they were, how much I accepted their choices for whatever they did, whatever they had to do to survive and to do what they felt was best for their family at that time, with the knowledge that they had of what was possible. Because guilt, not being able to forgive yourself, is a huge burden of many of our family members from the past. And many of our family members from the present deal with this same mindset of guilt and not doing enough or making mistakes, and those mistakes haunt them for the rest of their lives. We are here to be as bright as we can, to be as fully embodied as a mirror to the Creator, And anything that is on that mirror that is blocking that light from shining through should be removed and can be removed. We forget how to remove it. We come into these bodies and believe this is the way it is, this is how it's going to be. But truly, we have help. The angels are always there. They are working through our body, through our energy centers, through our chakras. They are easily called upon because they are so much part of the human experience. And so as soon as you think of Raphael, as soon as you say, I really need help processing all that I just observed, all that I feel. I mean, he was saying every day you get home from work, every day you get home from visiting a friend, a family member, you need to cleanse and release. Don't skip the shower before sleep. Even having to be around someone, even having to be outside your home, your safe space, even having to just interact with that one person, so much energetically, so much was happening, an exchange was happening. Even if you don't feel like being around that person created any tension or anything, it created some kind of change within you. And that doesn't mean that that person is bad and carrying anything negative. It just means that you have to release. So Raphael says that water is a main conduit of healing. To interact with water in this way, see it as an opportunity to receive clearing energy and to balance our nervous systems. Even if it's just scooping water with your hands from a bowl or stepping into water outside in nature. It's very serious business to do this. When we do this, let the heart overpower the mind. Release as much as we can in any healthy way possible. Release into the water, cry, let the water move out of the body. Stand in the wind, let yourself be hit by rain, waves, even the smallest stream. Dip your hand in. Shower and bathe every night before sleep as a meditation to prepare yourself for the dream state. Because in the dream state, a lot of healing and processing happens. This way, trauma does not accumulate into the physical body. Thank you so much for listening to Raphael's message. I will see you next time.